Let's begin with a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next item on the agenda is Nick.
I feel like I went over this 3 or 4 times already, but I initially put this in the budget for the Richard Allen murder case, asking for the additional pay for Shane and I. It's allowed under IC code 36-2-5-14, where the county can supplement the full-time prosecuting attorney and full-time chief deputy with a $5,000 supplement. Did that for a couple of reasons. Our weekly hourly rate is based on a 36-hour rate, or 36-hour week, just like every other county employee. The county has approved to pay each public defender $100 an hour. At my rate, my hourly rate is only, it looks like my current pay, my hourly rate is only $85 an hour. And so with the extra work that we're doing above and beyond 36 hours a week, and now more than 40 hours a week because of the Richard Allen case, I think that is deserved, that we get the extra bump from the county. And so that's essentially what I'm asking for. So, questions, comments? Who doesn't want to approve the extra pay? And then why don't you want to approve it? I guess that's all I'm curious about.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor by Tracy Martin, seconded by Paul Ryder, to approve a $5,000 supplemental pay meant to the prosecutor and deputy prosecutor. Is that his title?
Right. So the only two that we have in our office that are working is Shane Evans and I. It's the only 2 people we have.
And what mechanism are you proposing to pay this?
Would it come out of the $2.1 million that we've allocated for the trial?
I mean, are you gonna pay it weekly? Are you gonna pay it in a lump sum? Are you gonna pay it out of the trial? Are you gonna pay it out of diversion? Are you gonna pay it out of the prosecutor's office? Like, there's a number of questions I have. So, I mean, is this a one-time thing that we're doing? Is it is it gonna now be normal and customary?
So I guess the reason I made my motion is just for what Nick said, is because of the trial and they are having to put so much into it. And, so I guess I would only want to do it as annual, and I would assume that I would probably like to see it come out of the trial expenses.
The $85 an hour that you referenced your pay currently, that's a state statute mandated rate, correct?
Well, I don't think it's state statute mandated, it's just what the state pays.
Okay.
Yeah, so Shane and I, the deputy prosecutor and I, are state employees.
Yeah.
Everything is through the state for us. It's really an odd setup. It's actually a state office, but some of it is ran by county employees, with the exception of Shane and I, which are state employees, state insurance, benefits, everything through us is through the state. And so it's a little bit, same way with the judge's office, it's the same way. The judges are state paid, but all their supporting staff is county paid.
So the pay discrepancy in terms of the hourly rate, and understanding that there are extenuating circumstances with this trial, I mean, that's really governed by the state, specific to what you're paid.
Well, no, not the public defender rate. The county votes on what the public defender rate should be.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
And so the public defender rate is the county's agreed to participate in the public defender program, and it's $100 an hour. Some counties don't pay the $100 an hour. Some counties pay $80 an hour, $85 an hour, whatever they agree on. So the discrepancy in pay is what the county voted to do.
The Indiana code that you referenced, is 5,000 the cap on that?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
they just offer up to $5,000?
Right.
So it's not even necessarily gonna make you whole in terms of the comparison to the.
No, it's just gonna get me closer. Again, we're based on a 36-hour week. just that's how I did my pay, my breakdown pay. I don't remember ever only working a 36-hour week, ever. There's only 2 prosecutors in the county. We file a ton of cases every year. When you're prepping for trial, you gotta prep the whole weekend before, because a jury trial is a big deal. Frankly, all the cases the courts get, they start with us, right? The court doesn't get any criminal cases unless they start in our office. So we examine every police report, if they're warranted or not, we decide that. If they are, we file charges, and then that's how the process starts. And so, yeah, I don't know that Shane or I have ever only worked a 36-hour week. If we did, you could imagine the problems that would create if we said, okay, by Wednesday at noon, we've got 36 hours, we're just not gonna do anything else until next Monday. That would cause a bunch of problems. That means anybody arrested on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, they most likely would have to be released before we could file charges, because they can only hold them for 48 hours. And so that's just not feasible. That's not feasible if somebody breaks into your house or your house or your house to say, hey, we've worked our 36 hours, we're gonna stop, and just let that person out. That's not what I want for the county anyways. That's not why I took this job, so I could try to make a difference. I mean, that was my plan. And so that's just not the right thing to do. And so we're constantly working 40+ hours every week. And of course, that drops the hourly rate even lower and lower and lower. I've asked for the extra $5,000 every year I've been in office, because I think we're worth it. There's only one other attorney in the county, and no offense, Judge, but this includes the judges, that has more criminal trial experience than me, and that's Pat Manningham. And so, I think the extra pay is worth it. If I have more experience than all the other defense attorneys I'm going against, that puts me in a better position to get more convictions, win more cases, and put more bad people behind bars. And so, we've asked for it every year. I think it's even more warranted now because of the Richard Allen, the amount of work that we've put in for that, and that we're gonna have to put in for that. And so, that's why I'm asking for it.
It's $2.67 an hour.
And
Yeah.
I was just getting ready to
Yep.
say, if you do the numbers,
Yeah.
it's very minute.
It still doesn't get us to the $100 an hour, but it at least gets us closer. And so, you know, I mean,
I would propose that we pay the $5,000 at the end of the year for service of the whole year. That's it. That's the only mechanism. Otherwise, we're 6 weeks into a pay cycle. Then we got to figure out what that 5,000 over so many pay cycles is, and it's super messy. So just pay it all in one lump sum at the end of the year.
It's super messy.
It is super messy.
I don't think it's super
Huh?
messy, but however you want to pay it, I
Why
don't
at the end
care.
of the
Yeah,
year?
why at the end?
Because then you know they earned it. If we paid it now,
Oh,
they could quit tomorrow,
Okay.
right?
I agree, but I mean.
So would you be okay if we paid it now and then they both resign tomorrow? Do you think that
I
we did
mean,
the right thing?
what if, what if?
So, I made the motion to pay the $5,000 supplement. I didn't remember who seconded. Do we have a second?
I seconded it.
Josh seconded it. Okay. Seconded by Josh Blue. Any other discussion? All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Aye. Motion passes 6-1.